First three questions I get it all the time. What keeps you motivated? The motivated topic just keeps coming up. And I don't really know what else to say about it. I actually struggle to understand how people don't have the same mindset as me. You've got one life, one body. Don't you want to be proud of what you see in the mirror? Don't you want to get the most out of this planet? Because I think to really enjoy this life, you have to be able to walk up mountains and run down the beach and go cycling and go surfing. And I don't understand how people need motivation for themselves. You can be unmotivated to do something you don't want to do for someone else. But yourself, I don't know. Question 2, what running shoes would you suggest? I am the least qualified person to discuss running shoes or long distance running in any way. Another back problem question. I'm assuming some type of disc herniation in L5, L4, L4, S1. Now, if it's quite rare to go down into the S's with the spines. You've done a proper job at least. I did it myself about 15, 20 years ago. It's no joke. And it happens to be kind of intermittent from time to time. It comes back. But the exercises that got me back in shape were the Mackenzie push-up and then lying on my back and rolling my knees to my chest. What core exercises you can do, I would say probably isometric for now, so staying still rather than moving, contracting and lengthening. And then experimenting with very short range, maybe some elastic rotation, some plank, if I have to say it. I hate the plank, but it is a good one, good isometric exercise. But really, it's going to be a difficult thing to manage. Another question, work 13 or 15 hours a day. I have a young family. What can I do to get in shape? Now, getting in shape is really difficult. Staying in shape, not so much. I didn't train very much when I had solely for the first 10 months. All I had to do was every 10 days expose myself to some weights. I did lose some shape, but that's all right. Getting in shape with no time is very difficult because you really need to dedicate yourself to do that. But the one thing I would say is CrossFit. I would join a CrossFit gym. If you don't have much time, turn up when they want you to turn up. They'll have the session planned out, leave everything on the table in there, be in the death zone for as long as possible, and then leave. So I'd say if you're short of time and you're trying to get in shape, CrossFit is probably your answer. How do you train legs without walking like you shit yourself for a few days after? Quite simple, you've got your volume wrong. Your legs aren't conditioned for the work you're putting them through. So if your DOMS is not a good indicator of how much you're going to adapt from that session. If you're looking at pain after the session between 1 and 10, you want to be at about a 3, so you know you've done a workout, but it's not crippling you. If you're wincing, sitting on the toilet, getting out of the car, you've probably gone too hard, or walking like you shit yourself, he said. I would do less volume per session, but up the frequency of the session. So I would maybe do like every upper body session, do a bit of legs at the end. Every lower body session, have a lighter session with less volume, then maybe a upper body pull, do some legs. So do legs more often, but less volume per session. Speed related question, good. How to improve acceleration. Now there's leg speed and kind of raw power. If your leg speed is slow, if you don't have much leg speed, look at that for your acceleration. If you have plenty of leg speed but no power, you need to be in the gym. And of course there's a balance, and it's always both, right? The answer to that question is always both. But I would say go in the gym, do the big squats, do the big cleans, do the big single leg stuff, the Bulgarian split squats. And also just deliberately running on that track with deliberate practice. Video yourself looking at the way you're running. That's it, I would say you need a lot of power and good leg speed. I love RDLs, but the hamstring DOMs kill me for 3 days after. Hamstrings are difficult. They don't get the conditioning that the quads get because everything on the front of your body gets overdeveloped. The pecs, the biceps, the quads. So if the DOMs is hanging around in your hamstrings for longer, maybe they're just not conditioned for the work you're putting through them. Also, with an RDL, you're going to the end of the hamstring range and then going just slightly beyond it with the assistance of the weight pulling you there. So that stretch reflex is going to cause you trouble. And the hamstrings are so long, they run down the back of the longest bone in your body. They just get torn to pieces. How to start building strength for downhill. Now this is a really easy question. If you don't use the gym and you just ride your bike and you're feeling your body isn't up to the task, just go and join a gym, get some lessons, find a coach there, just find a personal trainer who can teach you how to squat, deadlift, bench, high pull, hang clean, those type of things. If you're new to exercise, you are like a sponge. You can do anything and you'll get massive adaptations from it. If you're a really elite athlete and you've been training for 10 years, you've got to be real specific. But if you're new to the gym, just go there, you'll see the adaptations straight away and you'll definitely feel it on the bike. But get some lessons off someone who knows what they're doing. If you're short on time, what should you be doing? 3 best exercises. Now, like the post I did previously, I would join a CrossFit gym if you're short on time. You just turn up and you follow the class. But I won't avoid the question. The 3 best exercises I would say is an RDL, of course, bench press, and then something vertical, maybe a high pull or a clean. But you're talking more coordination required there, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult. But that's my answer. How should you manage the time distribution between gym and downhill riding if you're trying to improve? If you compete, I know this person competes. There are times during the year when riding downhill is going to be less appealing, right? November, December, January. That's a good opportunity to get your head down in the gym, maybe ride once a week. And you can go to the gym every day if your volume is controlled and your program is sound. When, earlier on in that winter, like I said, get your head down, get that gym time done. As you come out of the winter and you start going towards the season, the gym time needs to come down because your bike time is going to have to go up for you to develop the skill and ride that bike better, and that's what really matters. So earlier in the winter, more gym, less bike. As you transition, start to flip that.